This is Game Show Mania, the show where we take a look at game shows past and present, no matter how mundane they may be. If you have any game shows you want me to take a look at, leave them in the comments.
In the 21st century, a shopper will exist like no other. And this shopper will be called the Sweepinator. They will be powerful, versatile, indestructible, and run wild in the aisles. The Sweepinator, only on SuperMarket Sweep, weeknights at 9.
So it's already come to this, huh? Are we shopping for fun now? Might win some money if we don't have to spend it all on cartons of eggs, huh? Yeah. Well, alright. I mean, game shows can take any form, as long as you win some money doing what some people want you to do. The sick freaks. Anyway, SuperMarket Sweep, one of the most popular shopping-related shows behind Price is Right and ahead of Shop Till You Drop. This show was first broadcast in 1965. The initial run only lasted for 2 years on broadcast on ABC, but the concept was actually rebooted 3 times, with runs coming in 1990, 2000, and in 2020, being broadcast on different channels. While I'll glance over basic information across the entire series, I'll primarily focus on the 2000s run on PAX and Lifetime, cause as a dirty millennial, that's the version I remember primarily from my childhood, and I'm biased. The game show rules don't differ too much from each other, though they were all hosted by someone different, besides the 1990 and 2000 version, who were both hosted by David Rupreach, who besides the show, hosted live versions of The Price is Right and Family Feud. The game takes place in makeshift studios in grocery stores, to which it's completely based around, whether answering questions about grocery products or running around the store with like a chicken with its head cut off. It's a proper combination of physical conditioning and no-life commercial watching. And the rules of the game is as follows. The full game show is split up in 3 sections: the pre-game, the big sweep, and the post-game super sweep. At the beginning of the game, every team composed of 2 people are given 1 minute and 30 seconds, with the prize in each game in the pre-game being more time to the clock. The time and benefits that you end up with is the time that you will have during the big sweep portion of the game, in which one member of each team runs through the shopping center with shopping carts, grabbing anything they think will be worth a lot to have the highest total in cash value at the end of the game.
All right, now look around. Out here in our supermarket, everything you see out there is yours to grab. And keep your eyes out for the SuperMarket Sweep bonuses because they're worth anywhere from $50 to $200. Remember, only one of those to a customer.
But before then, the pregame is composed of 3 to 4 games which will pit each team against others at different types of trivia about brands and grocery products. What is played is random, with some games being added in different iterations of the show, but what remains consistent is that the team who gets the first question correct has the chance to add an additional $50 to their big sweep total if they can find the product which was the answer to the initial question. After that, the contestants take turns answering the host question, usually in fill-in-the-blank questions or in scrambling random letters to spell out the names of grocery-related products.
French Trio. Swordsman. Kim.
3 Musketeers.
Let's say 3 Musketeers candy bars. Okay.
Once the big sweep of the portion game starts, one member of the team with the highest time accumulated starts first, with the other team starting once their time is reached, all running around the store putting anything they can get their hands on in their cart. But hold on there, buckaroo. There are some parameters to the game. Rule number 1, contestants can't take more than 5 of each one item. Rule number 2, items knocked off the shelf and damaged, displays destroyed, and other interactions including running into cameraman personnel and other contestants will be subject to monetary penalties. And rule number 3, the partner that is not running has to remain at the checkout counters to unload groceries and may not enter the course unless given permission, usually due to a bonus activity for the episode. Bonuses vary from game to game, with certain specific items being worth more on certain episodes and giant plushes that are worth a random amount if they are brought back to the front. The team with the highest combined amount are given the chance to play the Super Sweep in the end, which is a scavenger hunt composed of multiple parts in which the team is given a clue and must find the rest of the clues to find a bonus amount of $3,000 hidden within the store. They only have a certain amount of time to do so though, so they can't dilly-dally. The rules vary from adaptation to adaptation, but this is the basic structure of the game. Now at first explanation, this kinda sounds awesome, right? This is like competitive Amazon shopping. You do your research beforehand and you're good. Well, this probably worked in the 2020 version, but in the previous versions where the internet wasn't as prevalent in society, you better get to camping at a local Kmart or something, I don't know.
And there goes Mike. He has a whole different plan. He heads down the middle of the market, makes a right turn, right into our health and beauty aid section. Oh, sure, that's where we have one of our shopping list items, the rave. Gina's looking for the same thing, and she spots it first.
Anyway, the pre-games are your run-of-the-mill word association games, but all of the time that you can get is essential for the main game, so you better know your brand names and what brand of diapers start with D. The additional time you will get determine when you start the main game, but depending on your strategy on what to get, it might not be as bad as a handicap as you would initially think. In multiple episodes that I've seen, some people immediately go after the special bonuses with getting specific magazines, grounded up coffee, and $1 worth of candy, which would be worth $12 nowadays, holy crap. And that makes all the difference as opposed to people who just start shopping at the start. Speaking of shopping, why do people go anywhere else to start other than the meat aisle? Even with the item limits, the giant things of meat are always worth the most. So why in multiple episodes do some teams just ignore the meat aisle? You're literally shooting yourself in the foot. It's worth it always. Those chips you are going after ain't worth that much. Besides the special items and meat, some of the more frequent targets are stuff like olive oil, personal care items, and they sell these in grocery stores that aren't Walmart? What? This show probably works better without the internet, because now people can do their research ahead of time and go immediately for the big stuff. Back then, this show was entertaining, especially for those of us who watch more than our fair share of commercials, or for all the insane people who took all the coupons from the coupon dispensers at the grocery store. Like me, all of us thinking this is easy work, yet would probably fall at the goal line due to pressure. Though the amount of money you can win in this game is pretty pitiful, honestly. Most contestants usually get 1,000 split between 2 people. So yeah, don't stress yourself out too bad over not getting the big cheese in the store run. This show gets 3 shopping carts out of 5.
David Ruprecht saying goodbye from SuperMarket Sweep. Listen, the next time you're at a checkout stand and you hear the beep, think of all the fun you could have on SuperMarket Sweep.